Oh, the sound of bubbling peaches on the fire on a stove. It's a wonderful sound, and it's great and wonderful and wonderful good stuff. Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to the Long Dark and our interloper character. In the last episode, we did a little bit of wandering around and, well, looting up a Milton, and I'm kind of taking care of things. Pretty much picking up right where we left off because I realized if I'm going to make a fire, I should do something, or at least show you guys something. So since we since we picked a few acorns, and we now have a few prepared acorns, one of the things that you're going to probably want to do if you're going to want to mess with these, again, is that you're going to want to try to utilize free water. Because one of the things that I think Interland didn't really pay attention to as far as this goes is the cost that it takes to make one of these things. So in order to fix the problem of being able to eat an acorn, you have to boil it. It takes 8 minutes to cook, at least in our cooking level of 4, and we're going to get 96 calories out of this thing. Well, the interesting problem with that is it takes like a quarter of a liter or 0.6 or 7 of a gallon of water to cook them. So if I go ahead and do that, where are we? Where did you go? We cook it. That'll take 8 minutes. And it's got a nice little sound. I really like that. So it's great. That's a wonderful sound. So it's like a tenth of a, well, not a tenth of a gallon, but it is what it is. Let's pick those up so that we don't accidentally burn them, and then we'll probably eat them in a minute. So unfortunately, you can't see it, but we can kind of see what's going on here. It's going to pass time. Now, something that I learned in Interloper, and I don't know if it's true for every other level, is that if you just flat out pass time, without moving, not in a bed, so like I'm cooking something right here and I pass time to finish this, it's done. That's a cooked acorn. It's going to be done in 54 minutes. Now, what you didn't get out of that was the fact that a minute in this game burns 2 calories. And this is where the math starts to get a little silly with things like this. This right now is worth 96 calories. And when we get to cooking 5, it'll be worth 100. A cooked acorn at cooking 0 is 80 calories. 80 calories, which is an interesting number. Now, the big problem that I have with this is that the main draw, supposedly, is the fact that if we go mess around, we can make acorn coffee. Now, it's going to take more acorns than I currently have, and that's kind of what I was going to do here real quick, is toss a couple of more things on here. We're going to make a cup of coffee, so let me make... I need to make one more, right? I put it over here. Can I have this? Yeah, we've got 3 of these in here, and I need one of these. So transfer one of those over. Let's go ahead and, it's the only reason I'm doing this because she can't sleep that very much anyway. So we'll go ahead and do the thing. And that first thing is, again, we're doing this with free water, at least mostly free water. We're not boiling any of our water. So the calories that it takes to boil water is where the problem lies and where I think they've forgotten a few things. The calories that it takes to boil the water in order to be able to cook the acorn twice is a considerable amount of water. It is, like I said, it's a full liter of water to cook enough acorns to make acorn coffee that you then have to cook again. Yeah, again. So, like here, when I say water, it's a full pot, half a gallon of water to make 1 cup. Well, it's a full half a gallon of water plus another 1/6 of a gallon, or a full 2 liters of water. No, full liter of water. It's like I said, I'm a little off. It's a quarter of a gallon or a quarter of a gallon or a liter of water in order to make 1 cup, or I should say make enough acorns to then be able to burn another quarter of a liter or a 1/6 of a gallon to be able to do this. So I know I'm sitting here talking and wasting firewood. This is what we do for science. So what I'm going to do is we're going to prepare this, and unfortunately I can't do the acorn ground thing yet because we haven't found a hammer, but we'll go ahead and get these prepared and kind of leave us around on us. Since I'm sitting here. So prepare another one. And go ahead and do that. And then we'll go ahead and take a nap and do all those things here in just a second. One of the things that I'm going to suggest that you don't do as well, regardless of how much you think your inventory looks like mess, once you cook these things, so what's what we're going to go ahead and do next, so get me a little bit of water, cook that and cook that and cook that. And the goal is to try to get them all done at the same time or reasonably close so you're not burning any more calories than you absolutely need. Yes, you're queuing up. You're doing this. I will admit you're advancing your cooking skill. But this is my problem right here, and this is something that they added that's a little silly. And as a person that likes their inventory nice and neat and clean, why don't those stack? Is it because they have their own individual timer for when they will go down to 100% or 0? I don't know. One of the things that I am going to say is add up those numbers. Here, let me make it easy on you. Let me make that easy on you. It's 0.03, so 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay? 0.12 of a kilogram sitting there doing whatever. Okay? Do not I think it's in here. It's at the beginning of this. Do not, once you prepare them, do this. And it's kind of hard for me to show you right now, but if you look at the numbers right there, it says right here, 0.05 kilogram, 0.05 of a single acorn. A large amount of acorns, or 4 acorns when prepared and put into a large portion, weighs 5 kilograms more than it should. Don't do that. Do not do this. It's just, again, it's something that somebody didn't do the math on. Same up here. You just need 4 of them to make the acorns and 1 large acorn to make the stuff. Do not waste your time. Do not give yourself an ungodly amount of extra weight. And like I said, at this point, don't bother picking them up. They're heavy. We'll hang on to these 4 until we find a hammer. When we find a hammer, we'll do the rest of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and clean all this stuff up, and we're going to finish Milton and get our butts into Hush River so that we can go find something. And I will see you all once we get to, well, once I get woke up and get ready to go. So see you in the morning. Oh, I will learn not to eat those stupid 0% whatever things, but that's okay. We'll just finish cleaning up what we have as far as food that's going to be possibly bad on us anytime soon. We'll just get rid of it. I really, really, really probably should drop off some of this. And again, I'm going to kind of hang on to these for a specific reason. This kind of reason why I'm keeping all of this stuff on us is because of a thing you can do with it when we get to the airfield. Not worried about her kind of somewhat hurt. I just kind of screwed up. Forgot to drink water when I slept for 10 hours straight. So she'll be all right. She'll get better. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Let us move on. I don't think we have anything else left in here for food. I did grab up everything that I thought I wanted to bring along. And again, these are going to be in our inventory to annoy us until we find a hammer. I've got an extra special thingy here. I have a plan as far as Hush River. We're going to run to a couple of very quick locations, and I'm not planning on camping. I'm not planning on doing anything. If anything, what we are going to be doing is we're going to be building a... Hopefully we'll be able to find some food and be able to do a little bit of work in the trailer up here very quickly, because I would like to finish the bow that we started. But let's get over here. See what we can see. Aside from no wolf, which is nice. Very quiet night. Well, I guess it's the afternoon, so it's a good time to travel. I don't know if we're going to go to the cars. I don't see a reason. I haven't found anything that needs me to go over to Spruce Falls Bridge, or whatever that thing's called. Let's go see if we find anything in any of these.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
So you can find a jacket on Interloper that's better than a Mackinac. Wow. That is a tier 3 item, ladies and gentlemen. We may not need a better interior coat. And in which case, I may be going right back to Grey Mother's. It's at 41% right now. Now, one thing I will say that I don't care for is it takes, well, in Stalker, it takes 3 cured leather to repair. In Interloper, apparently it takes 2. That's expensive. Wow. We'll have to science that. Thank you, game. We'll have to science that. That means I can get the stupid hat, too. I mean, excuse me, the hat. Sorry. That means we may need to go to the airplane. Dang it. Well, that changes everything. Changes a few things, anyway. That means I can probably get the hockey jersey. Not that I really want the hockey jersey. I'd really like to see what the... That's one of the things I didn't get to compare, was I didn't get to see what the hockey jersey looked like against a thin wool sweater. But I found like 3 or 4 of them in a Stalker run. I know they have a really good wind protection. It'd be a great outer layer. I don't know how I feel about that, to be fair. I mean... Leather is renewable now with the way the beachcombing works. Leather is very renewable. So you can put that away and let's take a look down the lines. I'm going to make sure you look around the back sides of these now too, because I've seen some really odd things in some places.
Useful.
What is that? Oh, it's just the edge of the rug. Okay. Otherwise, nothing. Oh, is that why you can have a fire in here? Because there's holes in the roof? I guess I've never bothered to look up in here. Huh. Okay. Let's, do I have any leather on me right now? I probably don't. No, I don't. We're going to have to go back down to Grey Mother's and rip some stuff up. So I think we'll probably leave that coat in the trailer up here. A little nervous about those guys. Given the fact that all 3 of them are over here. We'll go this way. You guys can just stay over there. No sapling today. Sometimes there's a birch sapling on this little ridge right here. There's also a wolf in this area somewhere. But he may be over there this time. Oh, he's right there. Okay, well, I went the right direction. Go over here. check the trailer, drop off excess weight that, excuse me, that we don't need to be carrying with us into this zone. Probably dump a bunch of coal, too, because we'll find an awful lot. I'm not planning on doing the entire thing. Sadly enough, I think we're probably going to have to, unless there's a hammer in here, we're going to have to wait until we get to the signal fire to do the coffee. But we'll see. Sometimes there's a hammer in here somewhere. Worn t-shirt. Don't want it. Another candy bar that is ruined can stay right there. Okay, we're going to dump some excess weight right here. Should be sufficiently light at this point. We're just going to leave a few things behind and all the stuff that I'm probably not going to need or use. And that should be the new one. Okay, cool. We'll finish that bow when we get back. Hopefully, I don't know. Like I said, we may end up cooking something over here. And in which case, if we do, cool. There's a very good chance that something really interesting may show up. But let's get to Hush River. At least get to a point where we can see where the signal fire is, and if at all possible, maybe get there today. I know it's quite a walk from here, but we'll go see. I should have this out in case that wolf decides to... I thought I put that in the thing. 1 second. Oh, great. So the moose is in the basin. I haven't seen this moose in years, it feels like. I know I had a save recently that he was in, but as far as an interloper save, I haven't had one in a really, really, really long time. Granted, I prefer that moose over the... Well, I hate to say it, it's kind of a toss-up. I like that trailer. And having a large amount of food like that right there is really, really nice to have because, you know, you've got a cave right here that's full of coal and a zone right here that is just great to come check things out at times. Let's go see what we're going to find. And I suppose since I have a bright, sunshiny day, we'll make a... Yeah. I think we just heard a deer die. Yep. Might be worth chasing him off that.
Come on, little fire.
Fortunately, I can't cancel what I'm doing right now.
Perfect.
Is he right here? I'm gonna go steal his deer real quick. 1 second. All right, well, we got the deer harvested, and I came back over here and dropped him off because we'll be coming right back here in a couple of days, so there's no point in not leaving it right here. I did notice, however, that I am an idiot, and I left my cooking pot in the kitchen at Gray Mother's, so we'll probably be going back there regardless because we're going to be messing with that. So let's get our butts into the Hush River Valley now that we can try to, and unfortunately now I tried to light a fire and do some things, and you know that was the reasoning why I lit a fire was so I could use a torch instead of my lantern, but that's okay. We won't worry about it. Just go. Amazingly enough, he left me alone. I probably should actually plink a couple of these guys right here and set one of them up as well, because it's likely we're going to be in there for 3 days. Can I just... Right over the top of you. Beautiful. That's why I don't tend to hunt rabbits with bows and arrows, because they move. We'll get a couple of these guys and we'll just set them up inside the cave, so that we can fix our hat and coat when we hat and gloves when we come back through. There we go. And maybe that'll draw the wolf over here and I can get him too. Another cool little thing, and I guess I should pick it up and show you. Notice how the rabbit now has a white accent in various areas. The deer do as well. They've redone quite a bit of some of the stuff that you're used to seeing. That's one of them, which is pretty cool. Again, I think they need to run a rework on some of the textures on the trees now that they've done as much work as they've had done. You want some, brother? Too bad. All right. We'll skin these guys when we get to the other end, and we'll leave them there. Or are we going to find any coal? Because I did burn a little bit. Oh, I was going to leave a bunch of coal at... Well, we'll leave a bunch right here at the end. We'll see what we're going to find, if there's going to be anything really good. I don't need any... Actually, one stick would be sufficient. I had to burn a torch to start that fire. Or one of the second fire, I had to start a torch, or use a torch. It's not a big deal, really. Free fires, you put whatever you get on them. This is a kind of a neat thing too. If you're coming out of Hush, that's a piece of fir firewood you can use to fix your hammer if your hammer gets very, 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 very much damaged. So I tend to not burn it if I'm going for that hammer. Usually you're going to find one. Figuring now that that hammer that we're currently looking for is likely going to be in the farmhouse in Paradise Meadows. Oop, nope, nope, nope. And we may bring the hammer out of here too. Again, it's all just kind of a personal preference. There's always a hammer here. There's always a guaranteed hammer at this location. So how much coal did we end up with? 13. I'm going to drop everything except 5. And then we'll probably end up picking up a few more. I'm going to go ahead and gut these rabbits right now and get them ready to go so that we can take care of them as we move on. Those are some big, chunky rabbits. I mean, big, chunky rabbits. So we were able to make a fire and get them eaten up and get our bellies nice and full of water, or food and water, and we'll be good to go, I guess. And it's foggy, so it's going to be a hard time to see anything. But I have a question. Can I see it from here? One second, we're doing a little bit of a look-see. No, you can't. There have been some additions to some of these zones, some of which I am not exactly happy with, and some of which I think are pretty stinking cool. That cave up there is pretty hard to get to if you're going to be playing Interloper. I mean, especially if you start in this zone, because you've got to go like all the way around the top and break a bunch of stuff down. There's a cool little thing to the side of that cave now that if we have time, we'll go look at. We're going to have to see if we can't find the zone, and I think we're going to have to do it fairly quickly. So I want to get her. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it. Sometimes you can see the fire sprite or the smoke sprite even when it's foggy. Like you can see the smoke on, let's say the smoke, but the bubbles on waterfalls. Sometimes you can see where the smoke is in this to know which side it is. I would really, really like to go there right now, and then we'll worry about everything else. But, again, I may have to pass a little bit of time and let the fog go away. Let's go see. Sometimes. I don't think it's over there. It's really hard to tell. The other one's way over there, and then there's one right over here. Let's act like we're going to go that direction and get a little bit closer so we can use that little edge finding thingy. Love the video games that do that. Oh, look, oak trees. And where be the bear? He's over there. I just heard him somewhere. All right. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a line on it. It should be... So, like, the rope is right there, and then the fire would be in the... Yeah, I don't think I see it. I think it's going to be over on the other side. Well, let's go down to the river. So that we can get into a cave and save. Hi, Mr. Bear. Actually, the general direction I want to go is going to be over here anyway. So we may just go ahead and do the thing down into the basin and stay at the cave down there. We're going to kind of generally go that direction immediately because it already got considerably foggier than it was. So that's cool. Let's just head towards Mini Falls Vista. Jump down that rope, run across, and we'll stay in that cave down there in the bottom. Ooh, we might get lucky and get a deer corpse here too. I don't know what you're going to do. Much is on you, man. We should be reasonably safe to hack this one up. Let's, I know I'm kind of doing this a little bit. Let's go get a little bit of... I picked up a stick. I know I did. Maybe I did not. Well, whatever. We'll mess with him in a little while if we need to. We got plenty of food. Mess with him. We won't mess with him. There's another one right there. This might be fun. Let's hope we don't get to the bottom of this and see a moose hanging out. That is kind of sad. It's one of my favorite places in this whole area because you get to look at... There's a reason why they call it Mini Falls Vista, because there's a bunch of waterfalls you can see from right here. But not today. Huh. All right, let's go down the rope. Hopefully not get stomped by a wolf, a moose. Let's not get stomped by a moose. That's more important than get stomped by a wolf. Especially down here. You'd think we were headed for the Darkwalker grave. Or Darkwalker grave. Darkwalker campfire. Excuse me. Grave. Campfire. It's down here.
Sure getting cold.
I forget where the first sign is, if the moose is down here or not. I think it's up there. The moose spawns like up in, like right behind all those trees. So, let's get over to this cave. Fortunately, it's all foggy. We can't see a stinking thing. This is where your ears help. If you head towards the sound of the waterfall, it will take you to the river, and the river will take you to the cave. This is the one that has the rainbow. Well, we may not have got a moose down here.
I've never felt so cold in my life.
You will be fine. We're fixing to crawl into a cave and end this for the minute. I'm going to put you to bed because we're going to need to climb a rope. What are we going to get in the backpack? New salty crackers. Beautiful. Totally worth my time coming down here. I love my salty crackers, except we never eat them. All right. Anything else? There's a piece of firewood and some coal. Beautiful. Wonderful. Awesome. Great. She's still not too heavy. We could probably go climb the rope, but I don't want to go climb the rope right now. We're going to go up and up top and kind of go do a little bit of a roundabout thingy, but I wanted to kind of at least end here. So there we go. I'm going to get her set up, ready to go. We're going to climb that thing first thing in the morning. So I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.